Alright, let's talk about some Oscar movies. Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Here's my top 10 movies that should have been nominated for Best Picture. Yes, I had a recommendation to do this top 10 list, and I thought I'd do it. This is the top 10 movies that should have been nominated for Best Picture. These are just like what the title says, these are movies that are really great films, and they weren't nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards the year they came out and stuff, and it's shocking. It's very shocking, and I'm going to list some of these movies, and you will actually be surprised. Some of these movies I name off, you're like, thinking, wait, that wasn't nominated for Best Picture? What is wrong with the Oscars? Yeah, it's pretty baffling. Some of the movies, some of the great movies that never were even nominated for Best Picture. It's shocking. So yeah, let's get to it, shall we? Here are the top 10 movies that should have been nominated for Best Picture. Alright, and before our top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Star Wars The Force Awakens, Gone Girl, Blade Runner, Seven, Pan's Labyrinth, Almost Famous, Spartacus, The Player, and The Empire Strikes Back. Yes, all great movies, all should have been nominated for Best Picture. Just go to my top 10 list. But what did make it the top 10 was my number 10, and my number 10 is Ed Wood. Yes, Ed Wood came out in 1994, and this actually was nominated for several Academy Awards, and it actually won. It won makeup, I think, and it won supporting actor Martin Landau, who played Bela Lugosi, and I think this is Tim Burton's best movie, and I'm almost in awe that this movie didn't get Best Picture nomination. And yes, this was still when the Academies did 5 movies for Best Picture, and everyone's probably thinking, what would I take out? Like, this was a good year. 1994 had some great movies. Honestly, I would actually take out the winner, Forrest Gump. I like Forrest Gump. I think it's a great movie. I just don't think it even deserved to win Best Picture or even been nominated, because I wouldn't take out Four Weddings and a Funeral, Quiz Show, Pulp Fiction, or any of that. I would not, or Shawshank Redemption. I wouldn't take out those movies. I would take out Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump's a great movie, but Ed Wood is a far better film. It's Tim Burton's best movie. I would even give Tim Burton a Best Director. Like, this was a solid piece of cinema, and this is the kind of movie any film aficionado should be interested in. Like, if you ever want to be an interest in filmmaking and stuff, this is a movie to watch, because this is what not to do in the film industry and stuff. I love Ed Wood. It's one of my favorites, and I think I'm speaking objectively, less subjectively. I know, like, Ed Wood's a personal favorite, but I actually think Ed Wood is a solid film. It's got a great story, great characters, great costumes, great performances, solid writing, amazingly executed. I think Ed Wood is a masterpiece of a film, and in my opinion, I guess, I think this should have been nominated for Best Picture. Coming number 9 is Psycho. Yes, Psycho did not get nominated for Best Picture. Yes, one of the greatest movies of all time, the greatest horror movie of all time, didn't get a Best Picture nomination. What the fuck? Like, The Apartment won that year. It totally deserved it. I loved The Apartment. But come on, like, Janet Leigh is like the only one that gets a nomination, not Anthony Perkins or even Vera Miles. This movie is amazing, brilliant score, amazing direction by Alfred Hitchcock himself. This is a masterpiece. It's one of the greatest films of all time. I think they could have taken out Judgment at Nuremberg and put Psycho in instead. Come on. Psycho is one of the greatest movies of all time. Has one of the most iconic and great scenes in a movie. Come on, the shower scene? No. Psycho is an amazing movie, and it shocks me that it didn't get a Best Picture nomination. Wow. Coming number 8 is Prisoners. Yes, Prisoners came out in 2013, and I actually think this movie is one of the best movies of 2013. Actually, my 3 favorite movies of 2013 is Her, Prisoners, and Gravity. 2 of the 3 got nominated for Best Picture, and Prisoners should have been one of them. I think Hugh Jackman should have been nominated for Best Actor. He was fantastic. This movie only got cinematography. I don't know why it didn't get more than that. I think Prisoners is a masterpiece. I think this movie is so freaking good, and it's very watchable, even though, despite how disturbing and gritty it is. And I don't have to take any movies out, because this is when the Academies could nominate 10 movies, but this year it nominated 9 movies. You had 1 empty slot, and Prisoners should have been in that 1 empty slot. Like, come on, fucking Oscars. If you have 10 slots, use your goddamn 10 slots. Don't leave 1 blank. That's just stupid. Coming number 7 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Again, this is going to be a weird one. Everyone's like, oh, it's because you're a Harry Potter fan. Well, sorta, yeah, but still. Yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban's my favorite, but this one, it got some nominations. I think it got like art direction, visual effects and stuff, but it should have probably gotten a cinematography, maybe even a supporting actor for Alan Rickman. It should have been nominated for Best Picture because this is the last Harry Potter movie. This was a pop culture phenomenon, which doesn't mean much because Twilight is too, but this is actually a great, great film franchise. It's based off amazing books, and it's just a great movie. And I'm sad it didn't get a Best Picture nomination. Again, the same year, this Academy Awards, you had 10 slots. You left one blank. There was only 9 movies. You could have used that one slot. You could have put in actually Drive, but that movie was too obscure and too abstract for some people. But you should have put Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 in that empty slot. Come on, if you can nominate Up for Best Picture, which is an amazing movie. It's one of my favorite Pixar movies. It is my favorite Pixar movie, but if you can nominate a movie like that, I think you can put Harry Potter for a Best Picture nomination. Well, that's just my opinion, but still, come on. Coming number 6 is Walk the Line and Pride and Prejudice. This was in 2005, and oh my god, I can't believe Crash was nominated for Best Picture, and it won Best Picture. You gotta be fucking shitting me. Crash is not a good movie. If people think it is, that's fine. It's overrated, I guess. This movie shouldn't even been nominated for Best Picture. Like, the other Best Pictures should have won. Like, Munich and Good Night and Good Luck and Brokeback Mountain and Capote. Those were great films. You had one slot empty because I'm going to take out Crash and I'd put in Pride and Prejudice or Walk the Line. I'm so angry. These two movies are amazing. Walk the Line is a great movie about Johnny Cash, Joaquin Phoenix, Reese Witherspoon, both amazing in that movie. Both were nominated too. Pride and Prejudice also was nominated for multiple Oscars. A fantastic movie based off an amazing Jane Austen novel. Two amazing movies that should have been nominated for Best Picture over Crash. Which one? I don't know. I couldn't decide. I love both these movies equally. Both should have been nominated over Crash. I think anyone can agree with me. Coming number 5 is Brazil. Yes, Terry Gilliam's Brazil. Again, this is the year when Out of Africa was nominated and won Best Picture. What was wrong in 1985? Come on, this was an amazing year for cinema. I'll get to that later, but Brazil is an amazing movie. This is my favorite Terry Gilliam movie. It's smart, it's clever, beautifully shot, wonderfully acted. It's smart, thought-provoking, just intense. It was actually ahead of its time, just like 2001: A Space Odyssey, and this movie is amazing. It's incredible. It, hands down, should have got Best Picture nomination, honestly. And trust me, I'm going to get back to 1985, but still, Brazil should have been nominated. Coming number 4 is Rear Window. Yes, Rear Window. This is my all-time favorite Hitchcock movie, and I'm getting disappointed that Hitchcock's movies didn't get Best Picture nominations. Yes, Rebecca, Suspicion, and stuff. Yeah, I get it, but why no Psycho and Rear Window? Like, what the fuck's happening? The Birds also, but this Psycho and Rear Window should have been nominated for Best Picture. This is an amazing movie. Jimmy Stewart, Grace Kelly, both fantastic. It's intense, it's thrilling, amazingly shot, amazingly directed, phenomenally written. I love this movie. This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. As you saw in my top 10 favorite movies, this movie is just incredible. It's so good. And the Oscars probably should have taken out The Country Girl and put Rear Window in for Best Picture. And it probably should have even won Best Picture too. Coming number 3 is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Yes, Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey. This movie is absolutely brilliant. I think this movie is fantastic. And again, it's shocked to hear that this movie didn't get a Best Picture nomination. A movie like Lost in Translation, as bizarre and abstract as that movie is, it got a Best Picture nomination, but not this one. Not Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I'm glad Charlie Kaufman got his Oscar win, and I'm glad Kate Winslet was nominated. Jim Carrey also should have been probably nominated, but this should have got nominated for Best Picture. It really should have. Again, a great year for Best Picture nominees, but I think they should have taken out Ray. You know, I do enjoy the movie Ray with Jamie Foxx. I'm glad he won the Oscar for Best Actor. I think he probably also should have won for Supporting Actor for Collateral, but I think they should have took Ray out for Best Picture and put Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind in, because it is a far superior film and it's an amazing movie. Coming number 2 is Back to the Future. Yes, 1.21 gigawatts. I love Back to the Future 1985. I love this movie. It's so good. Robert Zemeckis did an amazing job directing this movie. Michael J. Fox, Crispin Glover, Christopher Lloyd, everything. Leah Thompson. This movie is just so freaking good. It's one of the greatest time-traveling movies ever. It's one of the most funnest action-adventure movies. It's one of the best movies of the 1980s. This is just a blast of a movie. It's iconic. And everyone loves this movie. They've made documentaries about this movie. People celebrate this movie as like a holiday. This movie is amazing. Back to the Future. Why didn't it get nominated for Best Picture? Just like Brazil of 1985. I don't understand. They should have taken it out of Africa and also Kiss of the Spider Woman and put Brazil and Back to the Future in. Brazil I'm very pissed at, but Back to the Future I'm even more pissed at. This should have been nominated for Best Picture. And the number 1 movie that should have been nominated for Best Picture is The Dark Knight. Yes, I'm Batman. I'm not wearing hockey pads. Yes, I'm glad Heath Ledger got the win. He so deserved it. He was so amazing in this movie. Christopher Nolan should have got a screenplay and a directing nomination for this movie. I'm glad it took other awards too, and honestly, it should have been nominated for Best Picture. This is the greatest superhero movie of all time. It's so groundbreaking. This set the tone and greatness of any superhero movie. This is the kind of movie superhero movies have to live up to. Anytime you make a Batman movie, you're like, oh, is it better than The Dark Knight? Like, because The Dark Knight is the best thing we'll probably ever get of a Batman movie, or even, I guess, even a superhero movie. Some people call it overrated. That's fine, but I think this is the greatest superhero movie of all time, and it's one of my all-time favorite movies. I think this movie is fantastic. The entire cast is brilliant. Christopher Nolan's writing and direction is brilliant. The editing, the shots, the story, how it's executed and structured is absolutely brilliant, and it should have been nominated for Best Picture. I know it wasn't going to get nominated because it's a superhero comic book movie. They should really let that shit go and superhero movies should get Oscar nominations for Best Pictures or even Best Actors. Like Heath Ledger got a win. I think other actors could too, and this really should have been nominated for Best Picture. I would have taken out Curious Case of Benjamin Button, even though I do enjoy that movie. I would have taken that out and put The Dark Knight in because it's The Dark Knight. It should have been nominated for Best Picture. Come on, it's The Dark Knight. So yeah, that's my top 10 movies that should have been nominated for Best Picture. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me what did you think of this list. Did you agree with this list? If not, give me your top 10 picks for movies that should have been nominated for Best Picture. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.